Core Program is an educational program based around the criminal justice curriculum at the community college level. What the Core Program does is takes those that are coming out of high school into the community college or into college. As they're taking their academic classes, we put it into a perspective that helps them learn while they're learning from the book. So we put it into a hands-on perspective for them to be able to learn it more in depth and to experience the things that we get to experience as state troopers and law enforcement officers in Mississippi.
The Core Program is a great avenue for students who are looking for a job after college. It's one of those possibilities that they get to look at and see if it's something that they really want as well. I also suggest it to anyone who's thinking about just going into law enforcement, because you get a well-rounded verse of different types of activities that is related to law enforcement.
With the Core Program and the academics we do here at ICC, they go hand in hand a lot actually, because you will learn something in class and then we go to Core, and we're in class at Core, you go over a lot of the same stuff, just maybe in more detail, and a lot of it's like mainly geared towards what the Highway Patrol does.
We set out starting this program with the goal of having a more well-rounded individual whenever they apply to the Highway Patrol. They receive the education at the community college level, and then they go on, once they turn 21 and apply to the Highway Patrol, they go on through our academy and get a career from there. The goal would be to introduce the next generation of people or young people that want to go into law enforcement, to introduce them into what that actually is.
Well, for me, I wasn't sure if the Highway Patrol was the career for me, so joining the Core Program, it allowed me to have a look at what the job entailed in its entirety, stuff you may not see. And once I decided that it was the job for me, it helped me get my feet wet as far as the PT, helped me see what that would be like and prepare myself better for the academy. And then the hands-on portion, the classwork portion of the Core Program, it helps you apply the classwork that you learn in criminal justice to the field and see how your classwork and case law, how that applies to the job that you do every day.
Yes, actually, I would suggest to anybody who has a passion for law enforcement, because I think it's a great way to get started or to understand more about it in great detail of what you do every day and how things work. You get a better understanding of everything you're doing in your criminal justice classes as well.
It's a well-rounded program where you get to experience everything that is related to law enforcement. You get to see things that normal citizens wouldn't get to see, and if you weren't in the program, just going through a criminal justice program, you get to have a better avenue of things to do and to see if this is actually the career that you want to be in. I think this is a unique program for students because it does allow them to get real-world experiences by riding with officers, getting some of the training that officers get. So it gives them a leg up once they actually do get hired and go to the academy.
I personally don't know of any partnership like this in our state especially, or anywhere in the country, but the unique fact that they get to work hand in hand or be a part of the largest agency in the state. As it is right now, they get to do ride-alongs with troopers after they complete certain safety aspects. They get to do a lot of things that the normal public wouldn't get to do, go to a lot of different places. They get to be one-on-one with a trooper throughout their college career, and as they're taking those classes where they may be taking traffic law, sitting in a classroom and looking at a book, and there's only so much you're going to remember from that book, where we can actually put it into play for them and actually give them the opportunity to put that to use, so that whenever they take the next step, they go through the Highway Patrol training and then they become a trooper or a law enforcement officer. They've had more than just a few weeks of that type of training. Now they know what they're doing and they can move on and expand from their career.
Well, I can say our relationships are very strong because we go through a lot together and we spend a lot of time together as well. So it's kind of like brothers or sisters in a way, you know, like just have a very strong bond we help each other out with whether it's something personal or something with school. We all there for each other. So, well, I feel like they always tell you can do more than you think you can. They push you to do many things you thought you couldn't do until you see you can actually do way more than you thought you could. I mean, it's just really, it's a lot of mental things you have to learn to go through, and you don't learn to kind of push through them. But along the way, they basically push you to be better than what you already are.
I think it's been a great opportunity. It's very unique. It's fun to see how you have, I call them kids, they're really not kids, but 18, 19-year-olds as they come into college, some of them not understanding what they want to do or not understanding what we do. And to be able to show them some of that, and then them to be able to do it, and to watch them to change from just a kid that was in high school yesterday, but to kind of start focusing on a career, start focusing on what they actually want to do. To me, that's just been beneficial to watch how they have molded into the people that you want them to become, or that they need to be able to have a successful career, not in just law enforcement, just throughout life as well.
Working with MHP allows me as an instructor to better perform my duties. It keeps me up to date on certain things as far as the way the laws change. That way I can pass it on to the students as well. So it's a great partnership for colleges to go into, not just for a student aspect, but also as an instructor aspect as well.